Looks increasingly beautiful, this top path here at Clipston Old Quarter. I'm just stood at the back of the centre tree, almost in the shadow or shade of the centre tree. We're actually getting a bit of sun today, but it's early morning here at Clipston Old Quarter. So early, I've only had one cup of coffee before venturing out. One cup of coffee won't calm the nerves, and I've hardly slept last night after finding what I'm going to show you in this video late last night during a glowworm survey. It may well be the last glowworm survey I ever do. You're going to see some destruction, and the destruction was done, by my reckoning, on May the 31st, just after the May Day bank holiday we have here in the UK. And it involves flail mowing. I don't know who's done it. I have an idea. The fact is, it shouldn't have been done this time of year. So this video has a real go at management and conservation of the site. I'm entitled to my opinion. Many will disagree with me, but either way, what you're going to see shouldn't be happening in a national nature reserve on a site of special scientific interest at the beginning of June. So we start our little wheezy, angry wander in section A here at Clipston Old Quarter. Some clown, and that's the most polite way I can put or describe the person that's responsible for this. Has for the first time ever decided to cut 6 foot, a minimum of 6 foot. This part where I'm stood now is more 8 to 10 feet rather than 6 foot. But it's like this where such cutting is possible, right the way up to as far as you can see up at the centre tree. In parts, as you can see on the right hand side of the path as we look at it, it's hardly even been cut, it's just been flailed. But we'll walk up and see the damage. The work's been done by a tractor with a flail attachment behind it, and that attachment looks as though it's the width of the tractor. You can see where the wheels of the tractor have gone along. One wheel to the left of the track here, another one about 6 to 7 feet further in. The grass strip shouldn't have been cut yet. Had this been September or any time after September, fair enough, no problem. But to do it at the beginning of June, well, it would have been 31st of May, I believe. But the right hand side of the path here was all bramble, growing tall grasses, knapweeds, fabulous habitat for birds as well as invertebrates, all just coming through. And now it's been flailed. It's never been done before, this, never. Only at the correct time, late in the year or early in the year, before anything grows or can be affected by the work. I can't believe for 1 minute that someone would sanction this to be done. This is the thing, part of the thing that Dillis and I still continue to battle against here in Sherwood. there was always a constant battle with management of sites, a constant battle to get invertebrates put on a much higher level, because at the moment in Sherwood there's no management for invertebrates apart from smashing trees and chopping the tops off trees and taking sledgehammers to trees for saproxylic invertebrates. Everything else gets left out, has no importance whatsoever, never has, and I don't think it ever will. In this day and age where, as I say, everything's meant to be biodiverse friendly, everyone's meant to be aware of it, management should be, and the people that are managing are the real problem, especially here in Nottinghamshire, but I don't think it's confined to Nottinghamshire. The people that manage go to university to learn how to look after places like this. What a waste of university fees. The sun's trying to break through. First sun we've seen in a couple of days here in Nottinghamshire. But even the appearance of the sun can't brighten up how I'm feeling this morning. And when I saw this last night, that was it. That finished me. If they'd just done that far side, well, it still would have been the wrong time of year, and everything would have been wrong about it, but the right time of year, no problem. But they've hardly cut anything. The height of the cut must be set to about 6 inches. It's hardly taken anything off, really, on this side. But it's a fact that it's been done at all. Needless. It didn't need doing at all. It's become a regular thing in the country park, part of Sherwood Forest. That's all I'll say. But not as wide as this, to be honest. There's no problem with vegetation growing over the path. The only problem there is with this path is the mountain bikers coming down too fast, and then the motorbikers coming down even faster. That's a daily occurrence. There's no problem with the vegetation now that most of that vegetation has been cut back. But it's just the time of the year. I just can't believe that in this day and age that this kind of thing still happens. We're no further forward in our management thinking and our so-called biodiversity thinking and everything else that toddles along with it in the name of conservation. We're no further along now than we were in the 1980s and 70s. No further at all. It's a disgrace, this. I'd like to show you some broad-bordered beehawk moth eggs. It's another one of Clipsonal Quarter's rarities that have moved in the last few years. Good numbers here, but that's no excuse. But I'll show you the eggs. Here they are. Broad-bordered beehawk moth eggs. All this along here 2 days ago, before they started cutting this, was all honeysuckle. Mass of honeysuckle in this bit. Now it's just this, and it's like this on this side of the path all the way up to the centre tree. and that's where we're heading in a minute. If this work's been sanctioned by someone in management, then they need to go as far as I'm concerned, and just as guilty and just as bad as the worker that's actually done it. Why can't any of these workers know that what they've been asked to do, such as instances like this, or when other areas of grass gets cut down, why don't the workers say, hang on a minute, can't cut that this time of year? It's saddening, extremely saddening. And last night, when I saw all this, I was even more stunned as I walked down here and then back up through sections B and A. I couldn't believe it, and I got angrier the more I walked it. And I was determined that the female glowworm that had appeared at the top of section D near the centre tree, that may well be the last glowworm that I see, at least here. I don't want to keep coming here not knowing whether this is going to be done during the summer, the peak time for invertebrates and other wildlife and the migrant warblers that rely on the invertebrates. I don't want to see that. It's not just the heather that's copped forward along here, but this section of the Sustrans grass strip here at Clipston Old Quarter, it's probably one of the most flower rich sections this side of the path. I know it's been cut high, but it's not the point. It's the wrong time of year to cut. And you can see the damage that's been done to the scrub that was growing. They won't be bothered about that though. It's just unthinking. And in this day and age, management are aware. It's just totally unnecessary. It shouldn't happen, this kind of stuff. Not this time of year. It was looking beautiful. It was coming back really well. Second year since it's been cleared. It really was starting to get back to being something like it was. I don't know. Without going into a tirade of Anglo-Saxonic swear words, I find it difficult to actually say what I'd like to say. I don't think we'll ever learn. Anyway, we'll continue up and end this little video up at the centre tree. I have to admit defeat. It's defeat in sadness and in anger that this work's been done. I was even more angry last night when I saw it, and it completely took away all the interest I had in recording glowworms. I can't come up here knowing that this kind of work can be done at this time of year. And the highlight of it all, I suppose, was this. If you take a photo of this and stick it in your OBS Identify app, it'll tell you what it was, apparently. I can tell you what that was. That was a sallow, a goat sallow. Doesn't look much like one anymore, does it? Neither does anything on that side of the path. It's just unbelievable, absolutely mind-boggling. And yet, just a couple of days ago, it all looked absolutely beautiful. Yet again, because it's not bird or bat related or newt related, the inverts, the spiders, the insects, the butterflies, the moths, the beetles, the flies, everything takes a hell of a battering and gets knocked back once again here in this part of Sherwood. There was good numbers of a lot of species down this strip. Numbers of species which had suffered at the hands of the heat and the sun of 2022. May well have that to compete with again, many species. But I suppose in many ways that would be classed as an act of God. I don't mind acts of God so much, because whether you believe in God or not, it's just a natural phenomenon or a natural occurrence. I can't forgive what I would term an act of management, though.